What's going on, everybody? This is Nifuji here with another World of Warcraft video. If you saw my video yesterday, you will have seen that I was testing out some of the first two raid bosses in the War Within heroic raid testing on my Resto Druid, and I said I was going to do the rest of them on my Resto Shaman, which is what I have for you today. So today we got to test out three bosses. They're kind of spread out throughout the raid, but we got to test out the Nexus Princess, Rasha'nan, and Bloodtwister Ovi'nax. So I'm going to leave some timestamps below of when all three of those start. Unlike last video, I'm going to do most of my yapping in the first couple minutes here, and then I'm just going to kind of leave it quiet so you guys can kind of just watch and see how the raids went. A few things I wanted to go over for Resto Shaman in the War Within, kind of following up from my last video. I thought it felt pretty strong on Totemic Resto Shaman. I will say, kind of based off of the experience I had today, probably still going to run into mana issues with the chain heal. There was another Resto Shaman in our group who was doing a bit better than me, and he was using his different heals a little better, so I definitely know there's room to improve, but mana issues definitely going to be apparent with that new Surging Totem for sure. But overall, they had a lot of throughput. I felt like it was pretty strong. It was kind of hard to see chain heal moving health bars, but you did get a lot of chain heals through Totemic. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and jump into some of these bosses. So jumping into this first boss, we are going to have the Void Princess. And the Void Princess was a awesome fight. I really enjoyed the fight. Just to give you a quick rundown, again, there will be guides posted in the future, but basically this is a mix of a couple different bosses from Castle Nathria. So there is a ton of stuff we need to dodge on the ground. You're going to see these purple circles. You need to move out with those because they're going to put a circle that has a strong pull, and if anyone gets pulled into one, you basically get insta-killed. So you just want to space them out so that you're not getting pulled too heavily into any of them. There's going to be another mechanic later where you're targeted with these big lines that will go through the group depending on where you are. And whoever gets targeted with those lines or this portal, once the debuff they got expires, are going to spawn those orbs you just saw going all over the map. And then later we're going to phase and have a ton of stuff to dodge. So that's pretty much how the mechanics work for this fight, just to give you a quick rundown. But yeah, overall you can see Resto Shaman has a lot of throughput, so I'm using some of my I've used a couple cooldowns already and a couple totems. You can see on the right side there, I'm kind of high up there at this Resto Druid, so the healing doesn't feel bad. It feels pretty good. A lot of movement on this fight, which can make it a little tricky, but overall, I thought the throughput with Totemic and all the extra free chain heals coming out was pretty sick. In my last video, I mentioned that we might be able to take that passive that is constantly giving everyone 5 to 10% more health. I tried it for a couple pulls and actually took it off because I felt like my throughput was getting kind of hit, but you know, as builds get optimized in the future, that might be something that comes back. I just didn't end up taking it. Um, Other than that, yeah, really there's no big talent changes for Resto Sham, so it's going to play pretty similar to how it does in current Season 4 of Dragonflight. But Totemic, again, it just felt awesome. Every time I'm dropping a totem down, you're getting that free chain heal at 120% effectiveness, and it's bouncing to a totem and bouncing back out for a minor heal. So my top heal was by far chain heal, which it should be, but it was just like not even close for me. So as you saw right there, I threw like the Spirit Link Totem down, got a free chain heal out of that. You just have a lot of throughput, which helps with the mana a little bit when you're throwing down totems and utilizing those chain heals instead of just spamming throughout your own mana. But yeah, that's basically the playstyle that I use for all of the bosses you're going to see. Like I said, I wanted to try a little bit different of a style video in this one and not yap for the whole thing. I kind of just wanted to go over how I felt about Totemic. Again, it feels pretty strong. I think Resto Shaman's going to feel pretty good in the War Within Season 1. I'm sure there's going to be Resto Shamans having a spot in the raid because their burst healing is nuts. And you're going to see that on the other bosses as well, that there's a lot of windows where you can just explode with healing. So yeah, it feels nice. Again, I use this same playstyle for all three bosses, so I'm going to shut up. I'm not really going to explain the mechanics for the next two when they come in. I'm just going to let you guys watch some yap-free gameplay. So hopefully you guys enjoy the rest of this video. Timestamps are below to jump to the other two bosses if you want to see those. Leave a comment down below if you have any questions, and I'll try and get to that. And I will probably be doing more Resto Druid testing with the other bosses when they come around. So yeah, look forward to seeing you guys next time. Peace.